Hello, everyone, and welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business, and we introduce them to professionals that can help them to do so. Today, we have a very special guest. Robert, how are you doing today?
I am fine, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. It's a wonderful day out there. Robert, please introduce yourself in the name of your business.
My name is Robert Nicholas. I live here in Kansas City, Missouri, and the name of my business is Songow Consulting, Songow, Songow Consulting.
Awesome, awesome. We so look forward to learning more about your business. But before we do that, Robert, we want to learn a little bit more about your journey. Please go ahead and explain to us a little bit about your story.
My story is I was in corporate America about 30 years, and I thoroughly enjoyed working in corporate America. I started my own thing about 18 years ago, and because I got tired living on the edge. Once I climbed up the corporate ladder,
Mm-hmm.
it was hard to stay on top of the ladder. And I was involved in a couple of rifts, and I broke away and did my own thing in Songow because we specialize in supply chain, cybersecurity, disability access, which I'll explain later,
Mm-hmm.
and overall operational issues.
Okay. Now, you said you did go the corporate route. That is a lot of entrepreneurs' journey. When you're in the corporate space, what were you doing there? Were you a manager? What was your specialty?
I was a manager and a director in the supply chain and finance side of the arena. Um, uh, I didn't realize I got my bachelor's in business administration and my MBA, but I didn't realize the time that I got achieved studying
Mm-hmm.
that supply chain was so important to the success of a business.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on a career development assignment at my first company I worked with and had a 1 year stint in the supply chain side
Mm-hmm.
and really found it touched all elements of the business,
Mm-hmm.
being finance, being HR, being product development, product production and distribution. And I said, wow, I've really enjoyed it. It was very diverse. And
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of stayed in that arena because it offered so many different challenges.
Yes. Now, with it, you went through that particular experience, and then at some point, you got ready to start your new business. But most of the time, there are events that happen that make you burn the ship and go all into it. Was there an event that happened there for you, Robert, that made you say, I'm going to go all in?
My ship caught on fire about 90 years ago,
Uh huh.
and uh, I was a director at an organization, and the business wasn't going all that well. I was approached by our CEO, and he said, I want you to reduce your headcount by 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And I had trained, developed, and recruited a lot of my group, and they're good people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're good people.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, take me, because I am not going to sacrifice the well being of my staff for mistakes made on some other part of the business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that riff or that reduction of force, that layoff, whatever you want to call it, that's when my ship caught on fire and exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided to break out and do my own thing.
Okay. Okay.
And that was about 17 years ago. And since then, I've been a consultant, a contract employee, and also worked as a outside PM for a lot of companies, doing the same thing I did internally.
Okay. Okay.
And what I found out was very unique is that, when you're inside the company and you want to tell them okay, let me rephrase that, as the employee of the company, you see an issue or a problem or opportunity to resolve something, and you tell your management or present the idea, they don't listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
But as a consultant, wow, they listen to you. you know, and so I enjoy the time.
Mm-hmm.
I said enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still young, and I got some vitality left into me. So I stepped out. I
Yes.
stepped out.
Yes.
Thank
Nice.
God I had the opportunity. I stepped out.
Well, that's good. We're so excited for you making that step, and we want to learn more about your business. So go ahead and tell us, some of the fundamentals of your business, what you're doing, how you're helping these business owners out here.
Okay. Songow, as I stated it, where I am the supply chain side
Mm-hmm.
and the finance side. I have developed partnerships with key partners that specialize in cybersecurity and ERP or the operations side of the company. In my, as I said earlier, being in supply chain, you're exposed to a lot of sides of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that when I do a discovery with a client or a referral, that sometimes they don't need my side of the business. Yeah, they have a supply chain issue, but they have more importantly a cybersecurity issue
Mm-hmm.
or a ERP issue, like their what they input their books on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went out and I found partners who are SME subject matter uh, experts in those areas and develop partnerships with those people so I can bring them in and resolve the issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now,
And one thing I learned a long time ago, even when I worked as an employee, I when I'm doing my discovery, I don't come in with a predetermined fix. I listen, I take notes, I ask questions, and I try to empathize and sympathize with the people I'm talking with,
mm-hmm.
whether that be the senior management or that be the rank and file. They're all important to me
Mm-hmm.
because they're my clients, they're my customers. And I found by going in and having a thorough discovery, developing a solution for them that is a not a cookie cutter, but is customized to their needs. They appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Am I leaving money on the table? Yeah, but I also look at it this way: I'd rather help you resolve the issue now, and I grow with you versus trying to make a big sale and walking away and that not resolve the issue. And because you and I and the audience all know that word of mouth is the best form of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am not the market guru, it's hard to put Songow and supply chain on a billboard or buy a 30-second ad in the Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
because most people don't understand supply chain until there's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like a great example of that was COVID.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, I can't get bread, I can't get milk, I can't get toilet paper. Manufacturer said I can't get chips, I can't get copper. My steel, well, it's sitting on a port in the United States, but I had nobody to bring it here. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
so we have a plan, but we don't have a strategy. And say a plan is no good without a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Like a plan, in my opinion, is a dream,
Okay.
is a vision.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to put things in place to make the dream come true. Work, action, and results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a magnificent thing for you to share because a lot of people don't understand, what supply chain means. Of course, it was brought to the forefront, like you mentioned, about 5 years ago, where it became a big issue. But before that, I really had no idea of what anyone was talking about. Now, with these particular companies, Can you give us an idea of the size of client you're looking to try to get in front of? And then after you answer that, give us just a little bit clearer picture of what an arrangement with your company looks like.
Okay. Like I said, my competition is the big five.
Okay.
I'm not going to name names or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I, or should I say, our ideal client is a small to medium sized guy
Mm-hmm.
like me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and one, they have a more urgent need to get things done. There's less bureaucracy to get things done, and they're more open to share with the true issues. They don't try to hide things because I'm not trying. Because one thing I tried to emphasize also when I introduced myself, I'm not here to take your job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to recommend outsourcing. I'm here to apply a fix, not a band aid, but a fix.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have done business with, or my current clients are small to medium sized companies, revenue anywhere from 10,000 to $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Um, am I capable taking something on larger? Yes, but like I said, here in Kansas City, Missouri, that has been my niche
Mm-hmm.
so far,
Okay.
and I enjoy who I work with and what I work with. I am trying to penetrate the larger market, but it's awfully hard because again, I'm going against people who have a big name out there,
Mm-hmm.
and they can bring in a nice thick binder, and everybody says, "Ooh, that looks good,"
Mm-hmm.
you know. And once they walk out the door, you can't do a thing with it. All it is a nice thick binder. You lay on top of your desk and it collects dust, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So that um, people engage me for various things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As I said, supply chain, all aspects, going from the RFP to contract negotiations to contract development to doing service level agreements or SLAs. Um, uh, it could be in a tangible or a non tangible form
Mm-hmm.
like a service agreement or buying a widget.
Okay.
It can be for software, it could be for hardware, it could be for a manufactured equipment. I've done fleet, I've done all the across the board, and I've even done maintenance agreements on all of the above,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Okay. Okay.
and even some trucking companies.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like you've had a lot of experience in different industries. You're pretty much agnostic to, whatever the business needs. And I definitely appreciate you sharing the inner workings of what it is you're doing, how you're helping these business owners, what they look like, and what an engagement looks like. And I want to talk about something else that, as I was doing a little research of how you're helping trying to promote different things when it comes to helping others with disabilities and things like that. I saw that as one of the key things inside of your information. Let's talk about that a little bit and tell us how you're helping on that front.
Thank you for bringing it up because it is near and dear to my heart. About 15 years ago, I developed an ailment which is yet to be identified that affected my ability to walk.
Okay.
And I can still drive, I can still type, I talk halfway decent, I can think halfway decent. Sometimes my wife will disagree, but you know, and uh, I had I have to utilize a scooter now to get around in public, and I utilize a walker to get around in places where if I travel at a shorter distance,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all this is I have no equilibrium, and as I said, the doctors have not been able to find out what my issue is.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until that time that I realized that the world is not friendly for people with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they say they're compliant, even though they say they meet code, they're not really.
Mm-hmm.
And I formed a nonprofit called The World Through Our Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It can be viewed on my website, and and I am not meant to be a whistleblower at all.
Mm-hmm.
I am simply there to inform them of the challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a recruiter that places people with disabilities to jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can recommend. All I do is make recommendations to people and inform upper, middle, lower, and rank and file about the challenges we go through,
Mm-hmm.
going from doors, egresses, steps, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people don't realize that I'm blessed. I played football for 25 years, and I still lift weights and whole works. But when someone's in a walker or in a wheelchair or utilize a walker, and they walk up to a door to an establishment, and they happen to have the air AC on or reverse airflow going into the building,
Mm-hmm.
and they try to pull the door, that could be up to 45 to 60 pounds of pressure.
Okay.
So some things like that is surface areas, the parking lots. It is width of aisles inside stores.
Mm-hmm.
It's reaching, even pumping gas. People don't realize that disabled people, we have about a $13 billion a year uh, spending ability.
Mm-hmm.
And the way a store or a organization is laid out, we determine where we're going to eat, shop, buy gas, all the above,
Mm-hmm.
because we try to make it, easy on ourselves and not attract attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm 6'3", 270,
Okay.
so it's hard for me not to get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
But and I named it the Worth of Our Eyes because honestly, I had no clue until I became affected.
Yes. Yes.
Because the world, I mean, and I do, I talk to groups, engineers, contractors, students, churches, and other organizations about this. And what I like to say to them, especially if they don't really appreciate what I'm going to talk about, is, and I ask you, sir, and you know, I was once like you. I did your work.
Mm-hmm.
I walked to my car. I played golf. I played football for 25 years. I did everything. If I wanted it to go do whatever, I walked to my car, grabbed my keys, and did it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a different story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Different
Mm-hmm.
story. And it was quite a hard transition for me. And thank God for my wife
Mm-hmm.
was there, because I'm not afraid to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you a little story about this too. I should. I will.
Okay.
But I was trying, and me being analytical and what I consider halfway decent educated, I looked around. I was searching. I got the internet. I was trying to find a cure to what had happened or an answer, because I want answers to issues. And I found the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bible worked.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Bible was, in the morning, I had the same issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was very short-term fix.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God for my wife. She was there.
Mm-hmm.
She was there. She held me by my hand. She hit me upside the head.
Mm-hmm.
She prayed for me. She loved me and gave me inspiration to like say, I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen that bottle in about 15 years.
Nice. Nice. That's
You
good.
know,
That's good.
but I can understand the issues that they go through.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the worth of my eyes is for educational purposes only. I'm not trying to say, hey, you're non-compliant. I'm telling the code master I'm calling the city
Mm-hmm.
or anything. I'm not recommending clients call a lawyer that can get this come right here. That's not
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to inform you
Mm-hmm.
because if you go one step further in your design, you can do like I said, we have money,
Mm-hmm.
we have intellect,
Mm-hmm.
we have the ability. And all we're asking for is a somewhat of equal opportunity and the equal service uh, to plan.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, but I, like you, and I was such like you,
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like my story. I
Yeah.
probably boast a little bit too much, but I don't mind telling people,
Yeah.
especially those who develop various elements. I know what's going through. I'm blessed. I still drive. I still get around.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a life that supports it every day.
Yeah.
You know, but there's some where they're less fortunate.
Yeah, yeah, I knew it was something as I was doing the research and I saw it in multiple places. And I said, well, hopefully he doesn't mind sharing about it. But I wanted to ask because I can tell it is a part of, your story, your journey. And I truly do appreciate you sharing that because I know that's not always easy, and especially when you went a little bit more in depth to share. But that's why we do burn the ship so people can see who you are, they can see they're working with, and they can understand that, hey, look, this person solves issues and you were able to solve that, overcome it, and you're continuing to flow through those circumstances that have been placed in front of you. And Robert, what I want to do is talk to you about some of those business skills and some of those best practices that you've utilized over your long career to help you to continue to find success in your business, find success in your normal life, that maybe the audience can add to their mix and try to strive for that same success.
I would say the number one, being coming from people. My father was in the military. My cousin is in the military, um, and my brother-in-law was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go that route,
Mm-hmm.
but and also being a part of football, a very structured program, and having to discipline myself to do some things. Number one, uh, be on time.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, be a person of integrity. If you if you commit to something, do it. You, and if you can't do it, you follow up with your customer and say, hey, I can't do this, but I'm gonna recommend you this right here. I'll make sure that their needs are solved.
Mm-hmm.
Three, that you do your best. Give it 100% no matter what. Because a person who gives their best receives the best,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I would say those things right there because, you know, one thing I pride myself on, whether or not the client is a $150 client or a $10,000 client, it's like if I say I'm going to do it, I do it
Mm-hmm.
and I get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I establish timelines and a way to report to him or her progress. Some want to hear about daily, some weekly, some, hey, just let me know, whatever, whenever. So
Mm-hmm.
major milestones.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say communication, follow up, integrity, and be on time and do what you say. Be
Mm-hmm.
a person of integrity. Because, one thing I cannot stand is that if I'm doing business or if I have a product in or, someplace like my car, I, hey, call me, let me know what you find and what's going to cost and when that'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to end up calling them.
Right. Right.
Oh, I got busy. Well, that's not good enough for me. Or, hey, I'll get back to you. No, I don't. I get back with you are the words of saying, I don't care or you're not worth my time.
Okay. Okay.
And I just think, show the end user, show your customer you care is that in the empathy and the sympathy, you look at the world through their eyes,
Mm-hmm.
understand your audience.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
see, small to you is huge to them.
That's
That's
right.
why you're talking with. That's why they're paying.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Those are excellent things. I definitely appreciate you sharing those. Hopefully, these entrepreneurs can add that to their mix and still try to reach for that same success. Now, you share with us a lot, Robert, over your journey. You talked a lot about your business, about some of these business skills, but now I want to take that out and I want to talk about Robert. So let's just say the business is coming along very well. Time and money is not an issue. What is it that Robert would do with his time?
You know, that's hard.
Okay.
But some say travel, some say fish, some say, I build the house of my dreams, or some say, I would have to say it's all the above, but a whole bunch of nothing.
Okay.
I enjoy spending time with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and some days we wake up, drink coffee in the office here, and decide to, you know, a whole bunch of things that at the end of the day amount to nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I enjoy spending time like all of us do with our family, grandkids, daughters, kids. Um, I enjoy spending time doing things for church.
Okay.
You know, I enjoy helping others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've helped people get started with things, their business or that, and say, hey, pay me later. Not everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta know something about you.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
gonna
Yes.
put a
Yeah.
lot of time in,
Yeah.
but you know, but I enjoy helping others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like being kind, but also at the same time, if you take advantage of me, I don't mind turning my back on you.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm trying to help you, show me some reciprocation and say, not really, not thank you or anything like that, but show me that you are trying to acquire what I'm trying to show you.
Right.
If you
Right.
do that, I don't mind it.
Gotcha.
But good question. I like fishing. I did like hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I did like playing golf. I had a whole bunch of things I like doing, and I got a whole bunch of things like I joined NASCAR.
Okay. Okay.
I built two high performance cars in the
Ah.
past,
Okay. Okay.
and I enjoy just going out in the garage and detailing my car,
Mm-hmm.
my engine,
Mm-hmm.
and just doing the whole. I call a whole bunch of nothing,
there's
and
there's
it
nothing wrong with
makes it,
that. Yeah.
as long as you keep moving.
Yes. Yes.
you
Yes.
know. And as you move, you meet and run into others, and you learn and they learn.
Mm-hmm.
Most important part, in fact, is the first word is that you learn. Because if you ever reach a point that you think you're doing, that's it's not good.
Mm-mm.
Because the world is at a constant state of change, especially right now.
Yeah.
I mean, we none of us know what's to happen tomorrow with this
Mm-hmm.
current administration.
Yeah, I'd say it is one of those things where I've always said the only thing that's consistent in life is change. So, you got to be ready to adapt to it or you will get left behind for sure. So, what's the best way if someone is interested in learning more about your journey, your story, about your business, your nonprofit? What's the best way for them to get in contact with you, Robert?
Well, my website is www.songow.com. That's www.songow.com. My work phone number is 816-516-2900. That's 816-516-2900. And my work email is robert@songow.com, and I'll depending on what I have going on, I try to get back early within one business day, in some shape, form, or manner.
Mm-hmm.
And but my website has it all.
Okay. It has,
Not all, but it has most of everything. It explains my partnerships, what I do.
mm-hmm.
If you go across the tab, across the top, it'll explain my disability portion and what I do there. And I enjoy it. But
Awesome.
I would say that I really enjoy the disability side of my business because I think right now that I do the most good for society, just informing people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different world when you're up here than it is when you're down here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And everything's a little bit hard. Everything's, and people look at you different. People treat you different. You know, everything's a little bit different. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that is true. And like I said, I definitely appreciate you bringing that awareness to light, because, if you're not in it, sometimes you can't see it. And we truly do appreciate you coming on and sharing all of these magnificent stories. And for all of our guests, we always honor you guys by giving you the last word. So, Robert, end us off by looking in the camera and telling the people something good.
when I was in college, I had a good friend who approached me. He was in my fraternity, and he walked in my room one night. He said, "I have a dilemma." He took a course in calligraphy,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "Robert, I am stuck. I have an assignment here where I have to write something that means something other than the status quo." And I told him at that time, I said, "Here's something that I go by." And he wrote it out for me. And I still had the document that or the poster board that he wrote on, and I framed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is based upon any historic writer. This came in my head back then. But I gave him a phrase that I live by: give to the world the best you have, for the best will come back to you. For he is a wise man who rejoices for the things he has, not the things he has not. And that's kind of me. I give my best. I'm happy. I'm me. I don't try to be fake. I expect. I talk direct. I'm kind. And I'll be your friend as long as you are mine.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
that's kind of like me.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is magnificent last words. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today, Robert.
Hey, I really do appreciate it. And I am very happy that you chose me to be one of your guests. And I look forward to doing it maybe some other time. But I hope I don't burn the ship next time. I hope I build the ship.
Yes, yes. No, this ship is going forward. We're going to ride this one out. So thank you so much for your time today, Robert. And to all of the guests that are watching, be kind and thanks.